FPL managers, you're welcome to another edition of the FPL Ambassador show. And it's been so nice to have FPL back. Last week we were talking about FPL being back. We're glad to have FPL back, but Charlie, officially FPL is back. And we have our national champion again, once again, senior guy, officer guy in our midst to speak to us. Last week, managers were talking about he being in the dark, and he said, Charlie, he has to come back and show people that he can be in the light as well. You're welcome. Yeah, senior guy. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Hope you are good too.
I'm also good by God's grace. Just that Pep roulette has worried me from yesterday.
Yeah,
Cancelo and
yeah.
Foden, challenge. I
It,
just don't
it,
know.
it didn't go as expected. You see, you
How?
remember when the last time on the show, I was telling you about Cancelo. Not, we are not quite sure whether he's going to start because once
Sure.
you see that Pep starts doing those things, then you should know that maybe he has a different plan for us. So I doubted it initially, but I said, let me still go for it, and it backfired. But how we do it? It's part of it. So
All right. At least FPL is back, and Pep has reminded that this is FPL. He does his own thing
exactly.
as Pep, and then the other managers try to stick to their own players as well. But the good thing for us,
Exactly.
as I think we were speaking just before we started the show, was that this week almost all the players that everybody has delivered. So like the Man U guys, the people were speaking so much big about Man U, whereby you had the Rashford and Martial and Luke Shaw and then Co. At least we're expecting that Man U will give the result, and they give the result. So at least, and then the Arsenal guys, and almost all the other guys that people were expecting really. So this week, like this, was a very high scoring week, whereby at least everybody's happy small, but just some people are more happy than the others as well. So that's how this game. And we pray that things go better, Charlie. The guys we are buying, they should score the goals and give us the assist and the clean sheet. They shouldn't be
Mm.
joking about it. That's about it. But is there any
Mm.
key thing? Is there any key thing you picked up from this week?
The thing I picked up is what everyone is aware. Just that I'm just being stubborn. Amaron will still continue to give the points, and I'm
Thank
still
you.
not having him. So that is the key thing. From the way Newcastle play now, you could see they have a lot of goals in them. Unfortunately, I think he was just able to score a goal.
Yeah.
On a good day or on a better day, he would have had more. So Amaron is still the player. I'm sure he's going to give more points, much
Sure.
more points.
So you are saying on the show that if you have not bought Amron, go and buy him. That is your key take from today's show, right?
Yes, unless you want to be like me. Personally, I'm still not getting him, but I still see him to be scoring.
It is
All
correct.
the time I'm just hoping that he doesn't perform, but yeah, I'm sure he will perform
You
every
perform as
time,
well.
every
Sure,
other
sure,
time.
sure, sure,
Yes.
sure, 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 sure. That's very true there. And then the other key point to note for managers is that Regimes Regimes has officially showed
Mm,
us that he's a left and right player.
mm,
You buy
mm,
Regimes when you buy
mm,
Regimes when you buy Regimes, he will give you one good point, and then the next 3 games or 4 games, he won't give you any point. So
mm.
just something for managers to know that Regimes is really a very worrying guy for us as well. So that's what one thing for us to know
Yes.
that. As I've said, Newcastle's defense is very good. So managers can look at doubling up on Newcastle's defense as well. Yes. So those are key things for us as managers. Okay, great. So I think that we can move on apart from game week 17, which is just behind us. We can look forward to game week 18. But let's not forget Salah has delivered. So those who think that Salah has lost form, Salah is telling us that he's there. And then one key, I want to say that Harry Kane is still there, though because Haaland is there. Boys have forgotten about Harry Kane, but Harry Kane is somebody that managers should really look up to as well. Okay, yes. So in the comment section, we have Charles Dixon there, OCD, Opoku Dixon, that's guy, I'm here to watch. So guy, Charlie, you have to give boys tips for today, Charlie. Boys are really, really looking after you as well. But that said, your code is here for guys to join the league. The 1,000 Ghana cedis is up for grabs. Subscribe to the channel, interact, share it, let others know about it. We want managers to enjoy. This is free to join, but you need to join the subscribe to the channel and then interact as we come online. Let's chat, let's comment, let's talk about this. This is an FPL dedicated channel, so let's all try and grow. But the code is there to join. Last year's winner, Neil Sebanaman, had the 1,000 Ghana cedis. Anybody who does very well this year, solid, the 1,000 Ghana cedis is up for you. But I am hearing Roland tell me that this year he's going to win the 1,000 Ghana cedis. So we'll see how that goes there. But then that said, guy, this is your team. What happened?
Sure.
What is the
So
key thing you think you should pick up from that team of yours?
so just go through the team. I think
Yeah.
Kepa delivered for me.
Okay.
It was an impressive points that he gave me. Shaw was okay, even though I'd expected much more from him, but I think the clean sheet, I'll just manage it. Trippier is one of the few players that ever since he came into my team, he's never disappointed. I'm highly impressed by his performances these days. With Cancelo, Pep. I just blame Pep because once Cancelo plays, he will surely give you a couple of points. 1 point is not good at all, but then I'll
Oh,
still put the
Charlie.
blame on Pep. Patterson, I actually benched him. I think I played Callum Wilson,
Yes,
and
Callum Wilson.
I, we're just informed prior to the game that he's out through illness. It was very shocking
I'm
because
shocked.
he was one of the few players that I expected at least some points from. You understand? Because aside those ones, the rest are all players that almost a lot of
Everybody owns.
yes, a lot of the teams are having. Uh, Another one too is I think Gordon, Anthony Gordon. When you watch the Wolves Everton game, he had a couple of chances that he could have
Oh,
buried, but I
Charlie.
don't know.
Oh, Charlie.
It was very disappointing from him and Kulu, because of how Brentford played the game, I think at least I expected him to give an assist. I think he had a deflected ball that of which this guy scored from the second goal. This guy what's the name? Hojberg. I think
Hojberg,
the
yeah.
cross was from
Yeah,
Kulu, but
yeah,
then
Kulusevski.
FPL is telling us that I think it didn't go. The ball deflected, so that was not
Sure.
the initial
Sure.
points that the ball was going. So it was not an assist for Kulu.
Sure.
Haaland, Haaland, Haaland,
It's okay.
Haaland is
That's
Haaland.
how it's okay.
And Darwin was very disappointing. I needed him to score goals. I didn't need him to be giving through passes to result in goals. And Darwin, but I'll still go ahead with him. I think he will still give me points. So for my team, it was okay. Just that the players that gave the points uh, the players a lot of managers are
A
having,
little too
so
hard. Yeah,
not
sure.
even go up that much. But
Sure.
aside though, I think it was okay. It was okay.
So you would have been more pleased if your differential players like Kulisevsky, Gordon were the ones who had the better points as compared to the players that almost everyone had as well. But Charlie, maybe this is the week that they are going to do the job for us. So let's see how is going to do. Okay. 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 I'll ask a question for you. Charles, I'll ask you a question. So this is my team, quite similar to yours as well. Just that I had Foden and then Martinelli in there, and Marshall there. They did the job
Okay.
as expected. The only painful thing for me was that yesterday I was expecting that Foden will not come on, and then my Mitrovic points would have come back up. But Charlie, Pep
Oh,
Brown me, Charlie, 17 minutes for Charlie. Because the way Pep Charlie, the way I was praying, but originally I knew that he would play for them. But when he was benched, I was like, okay, sometimes he won't bring him back on. But then finally, but he was
yeah.
Pep, Charlie. But it's all not bad, man. I had a massive jump. I was around 1.1 million. I've now moved to 700 million. I'm trying to move on further and further and
Great
further.
one,
So I
sir.
think we are having very good rises as well. We are looking at the second half of the season is going to be far better for us as well. Then, okay. So Charles is saying that question. Says he has a question for you, guy. He says that I should ask you for you why last season and this season he's not impressed about your team selection and performance. He wants to know if your job is affecting you or what. Charlie, sometimes job can affect us. What is happening? What is really causing? What is really causing this? Charlie, managers are really impressed
I
about what you're going
I
what
think
is happening.
the season is not yet over. So
Sure,
I'll tell him that when the season ends, we can discuss for this season. So
we can
last
discuss that.
season
That's it.
was one of those seasons that you would have as a when you are an FPL manager.
Sure,
So that one
sure,
it's one of those
sure.
things. But this season,
Is what
I'll surprise him. He thinks I'll still continue going down, but before the season ends, I'll show you something. That's it.
that's it. That said, our managers who were not able to tune in last week. That guy is a national champion for Ghana, 2016, 2017 as well. So we have a national champion. In fact, we have two national champions. I'm also a national champion as well. So Charlie, it's
Yeah,
not easy
yeah,
today.
sure,
Today,
sure,
we are
sure, sure.
spoiling the Charlie.
Yeah,
I
sure,
think
sure, sure.
we've all had the past two seasons very good, but we're all trying to bounce back and let managers know how good things are. So, but key players from last week, I think it wasn't really very well. Kepa did the job. James and this one talk about them. KDB Brown boys last week, Charlie. But then Marshall did the job, and then the captaincy was really spot on there. So let's go to this week. Now, Roland, my co-host, Roland has been caught up in work for a while now. So managers, that's why he has not been really in here with us. But he's with us in everything, preparation and everything. Some of these days you see him in the comment section. Some days you see him join us in the live stream. So let's pray that Roland's work gets his schedules gets resorted so that outside you can have him maximum. But then Roland is going for De Gea in pool. No, De Gea has not been spoken about in a while because of other goalkeepers. But then if you have the money to go for the defense, you can go for De Gea as well. And then Stones, I think Cancelo is not worth that 7 million a game. It's better to have any other City defender than Cancelo because at that 7 million, he's not giving the return that you expect this season. And one key player to move for in midfield is Odegaard. You know, the attention has been on Martinelli and then Saka for a while now. But Odegaard is really doing the job for Arsenal. So he's at 6.4 million. So managers who don't have Arsenal midfielder, you can even have double Arsenal midfielder. You can even have Martinelli and then Odegaard. And Arsenal are playing so well that now they don't mind the opponent that they'll face. They can meet anybody and score anybody as well. They are facing Brighton away, even though it's an away game. Brighton will open up and they'll all play and play, and then Odegaard can do the job there. And then we're not talking about Harry Kane. As I said, there's been so much talk about Haaland that we forget that Kane is doing a very. It's also remember that Kane is also good there. So one of my very respected FPL managers in Ghana, and Kwame Anda is saying that Harry Kane must be looked as the second best guy in the game. Hello, senior guy. I think sorry. I think there was a challenge with my network that has really affected the stream. So, manager, sorry. I think these tech issues happen once in a while. So sorry. Pardon us. I'm back. Senior guy, can't hear me.
Yes, yes,
Am I
yes,
loud?
I can hear you.
Sure.
You are
Sorry,
very
sorry.
loud and clear.
Yes. So Kane, Kwame Yanda has been saying that Kane is the second guy to look at. He's not even Salah or because Kane is scoring the point, but just because of where he is, nobody looking at him. But going forward, Kane might be somebody that we should look even ahead of Salah and then De Bruyne as well. And then differential player, he's looking at Havertz and then Salah. So let me also give my players quickly and then give us your take on these key set of players. So I am going with Kepa in pool. I think Kepa is really doing a very good job at Chelsea. Man U's defense is also very good, especially against Wolves on Saturday. They should keep a clean sheet. And then Luke Shaw, I expect him to play at left back. At left back, he might get in one or two attacking returns. KDB, this is the week of KDB. So managers who have KDB, don't sell him, please. I beg you. If you sell him, he's going to be in trouble because against Everton, they are going to do a very good job there. And then Mitrovic, who is one of the most bought guys after a 16 points haul, is going to do the job for managers. Just that you're all praying that Mitrovic should not get a yellow card. If he gets a yellow card, then he will miss the double game week. I also go with the differential player of Havertz, just like Rowland did. We're all looking for Chelsea to see which players are the players to look out for. But the players to look out for are definitely Mount and then Havertz. But I think Havertz up front is really, really much more as compared to Mount. As for captain, I've said the whole of this season, my captain is going to be my captain, Haaland. I'm not going to choose any captain again in FPL. So that is it for me. So, Senior, what's your take? What's your take on that? Martin G, good evening. You're welcome as well. What's your take on the
So
players?
for the goalkeepers, I think Roland went with Kepa. I think you also have Kepa, so Kepa is okay. Is okay for that price. I think he's at 4.2 also. Kepa is around 4.2, 4.3. So for
4.5.
that
It's okay.
price,
4.5. Yeah.
4.5 now. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Kepa is okay. The defenders, you went with Shaw. Shaw
Yeah.
plays Wolves.
Moves.
It's okay. It's okay. Once, but as you were saying, once Haaland
Hello, is it from my end or it's to you are facing some technical internet challenges today? So managers kindly bear with us. Is it from my end or it's from Sinagaga's end? Okay. Whatever it is, I'll pick it from here. I see if maybe it's maybe I assume it's from Sinagaga's end. But he was speaking about okay, Sinagaga, please continue. Sorry.
and so I was on a show. I think once he plays at left back, you are guaranteed a couple of points. KDB against Leeds, I think he performed not that
Sure.
bad. It was okay. Just that
The
the
returns did not
chances
come
that
as
he
expected.
created for it didn't come. It didn't come. He created a couple of chances for Haaland as well,
Exactly.
which he didn't buy. So KDB he will give good returns against Everton. Mitrovic. Mitrovic is also a guy that he gives the points, but for me his points is not consistent. Once he delivers the next 2 game weeks, you see he is like sliding a bit. So for me, against I think Fulham is
Southampton.
playing South. Okay, Southampton are very porous in defense. So I think he will give a couple of points over there. So the differential player is perfect. Havertz. Now he's leading the front line against Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest, they are not having a good defense. So Havertz as a differential player is perfect. And Captain Haaland, as you see, is a permanent captain, so it's fine. It's fine.
Okay. So that is it there. So as I move on, please, somebody's asking that question today. Charles is really your case, so I say it's the same FPL group with you. and you have won the FPL Mini League 5 out of 9 seasons. What is your secret? He can't take part today. You have to release that pop. Today, you have to give guys their pop. Today, he has time. Okay, before you think about what you say, I know you want to take your time and respond to him. So we are just reminding managers that there's a double game week, as we said last week, for City and then Fulham and for Chelsea in game week 19 for City and for Chelsea, where they'll face Man City and then Fulham will face Leicester and then Chelsea. After that, there's the double game week in game week 20 for my City and then Tottenham, whereby they'll face City will face Man U and Tottenham, and then Tottenham will face Arsenal and City. But that double game week 20 is dependent upon the FA Cup game if both of them don't have a replay. So let's all monitor that. If you know we've all been far away from FPL, we are all back, but some people are forgetting these things. So that is something the manager should watch there. So Tina, please answer his question for him, eh?
And so I'm going wants to know how I've been able to do that over the years. I think it's about how you read the game. You understand? You me what basically I do is I just watch the next 3 games. I target the next 3 games for the players. So if I choose you, I'm expecting you to do a bit more in the next 2 or 3 games. You get it. Sometimes it works out. Sometimes it doesn't work out. So it's one of those things. You just have to read the game and have a little bit of luck on your side. And I think you are good to go.
Okay, so Charles actually heard him. Mostly he heard him. So Tactical Aguero, I said follow at least next 3 or 4 games. So no, I know sometimes you buy a player for 1 week, then we sell the player. No, buy a player, look at the next 3 or 4 games. If the games are quite good, then you can surely play him as well. Matthew GS is making a point about Kane not scoring goals. He has 1 goal period. But Matthew, one thing about Kane is his 1 goal, most of the time when he scores 1 goal, he's getting all the bonus points from Spurs. It's not like he might score 1 goal, give 1 assist. So he's getting the points. He's not scoring the goals big like Haaland, but he's getting the points. So he's somebody that managers should really, really look forward to us. So this is your team for game week 17. What are you doing for your team in game week 18? What is your transfer plan? I know Rhys James is causing problems. Is that your team?
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
that's your
mine.
team.
So
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I'm not having risk. I'm okay with my team. I think I would maintain the team if Callum Wilson is fit. Then he
Okay.
starts in place of Patterson, who is going away to City. I'll
Okay.
still captain Haaland, and the rest is a bit okay. I just
Okay.
wanted to say something about Salah. If
Okay.
you have realized Salah of late, I think he's much more okay with just a goal. Like
Yeah.
2 seasons ago or 3 seasons ago, Salah once he scores, he's definitely in the game to get say the
More
hat trick
goals.
or at least a brace. But
Sure,
now,
sure.
if he scores one, he's relaxed. He just be passing the ball around. I was very surprised. I don't know whether he has already given up on the goal thing because I think the goals that Haaland has
Haaland.
scored is I don't
Haaland.
know whether that is the reason because it's not that okay for me. If I see the next 2 or 3 game weeks that is how he's going to be performing, I'll just have to trade him because his price tag is and the
It's
points that
really
he's giving
expensive.
is exactly it doesn't tally at all. So that is
Salah,
it.
Salah,
But
senior guy has warned you. He says you are warned. If you misbehave, no, Charlie, you are going out. So you have 2 minutes
he's
to
out.
redeem yourself.
He's out. He's out.
So you're not doing any transfer this week, right?
No, I am not. I'll bring in Mitrovic. I just hope he's fit to start. I'll bring him in for
For the
Patterson
double
and
game week.
yes, the rest. No, and I'll bench Gordon, and I think I start Andres in place of Gordon,
Okay.
and the rest will be the same. Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay. So that's okay for you. I have a dilemma. My dilemma is that I have to find a way of getting a replacement for Rhys James. So
Regime,
either
sure.
I'll go Cucurella, I'll go Aspilicueta, or I'll go Luke Shaw because I would just want to keep Bueno to play the game against Man U. But Bueno to looks like itinerary of Wolves might take that spot. I'm confident to play Bueno and get 1 point or 2 points. Sometimes you have to take that chain and then take your time because we are going to have some information about double game weeks 21 very soon. So I might want to just relax on my transfer and then do that. But it looks like Bueno himself might not play. If he does not play, then Patterson will come. As for City will score Patterson, so I don't take that risk. So what I'm thinking about is I'm torn between going Luke Shaw or Cucurella or Aspicu. I don't like Cucurella because Cucurella is going to block my planned move for Hurricane in game week 20. So I can only go either Shaw or Aspicu. Now the challenge for me is that the Chelsea game in game week 19 against Fulham and against City. I don't expect Chelsea to keep any clean sheet in those two games. So it's either I'll go Luke Shaw or I'll go Aspilicueta. But Aspilicueta too looks like Chalobah too might worry him there. So I really thought someone is it. I mentioned all my dilemmas. Yes. And I also want to get Luke Shaw because Luke Shaw has a good game week this week. I even prefer to play Luke Shaw in game week 19 than a Chelsea defender who has 2 games for that week because that Chelsea City and Fulham game Chelsea will not keep a clean sheet. My final worry for the Luke Shaw is that Luke Shaw will face City in game week 20. So even though if I buy Luke Shaw for these 2 game weeks, I was struggling in game week 20. So Charlie, I have been thinking left and right, sir. But then, as I said, these are options for managers. But then, aside my challenge, I would have wanted to get Robertson of Liverpool, even though Liverpool are not keeping the clean sheets. But then my funds in the bank does not allow me to do that in one move, and I'm trying not to do it in -4. But whatever it is, I will decide. So managers, I'll give you my options by tomorrow morning. I'll come and comment on the YouTube page. If you want to know what I did, you can either see it on the YouTube page or you can see it on my Twitter handle as well there. So that is it for my team. I think Marshall will go to the bench. So I bench Mitrovic and Mitrovic did the job. I hope Marshall does not kill me this time. It is well. Some people are speaking about Foden. I think that Foden might play. So I'll just give him one more time. If he does not play, then it means that for the double game week, I'm going to do game week 19. I'm going to change Foden for Mount and I'll change Marshall for Havertz. I think I might have the money to be able to do that. So that's why I also want to relax. So if I relax and I see that Foden is not doing the job, then I'll do those 2 transfers. That is why I also want to relax in the Chelsea move there. Okay, now let's not forget. This week is game week 18. That's tomorrow, Friday. Managers, it's a Friday deadline. Those of you always do your final transfer on Saturday. Please, this week is a Friday deadline. Game week 18. Now, after game week 18, when we enter the new year, there will be game week 19 just on Monday. So there are 2 very close games. So managers, after doing the transfer for this week, know that on Monday, but because we can't have our show on Monday, we are talking about game week 19 quickly. So Sinaga guy, game week 19.
Okay.
I know you are going to make a transfer. So, assuming you are banking this week, game week 18, game week 19, what will be the transfer you are going to do in game week 19?
Okay, so game week 19, I'll bring in Havertz. Game week 19, Havertz will play Man City and I think Fulham. So I'll bring in Havertz and I might start him as well. I think they and Fulham are the only ones having the double game. Fulham is at home to Chelsea and at
Leicester.
going away to Leicester. So I might bring in Mitrovic as well. So those are the 2 changes. Either I bring in Havertz and Mount, or Havertz and Mitrovic. I'm not sure I'll go in for a hit. So I think that's about it for the game
Sure,
week
spot
19.
on,
The
spot
rest
on.
of the
So
players should be there.
just 2 simple transfers, no giddy -4 or any hits at all. So managers should watch that. So that's one key thing from champ guy that sometimes don't go and take the hit. Just do simple transfer. You see, so tactical Charles. That's one key thing. He has said it to you. If you didn't know, he has said it under G. I cash her. It just do that as well. So myself, to as you are saying, I'm also looking at doing I already have Mitrovic. So either I'll bring in Havertz or I'll bring in Havertz and Mount all together at the goal if I think the attack will be good, or I'll bring in, as I said, either Luke Shaw or Aspikueta, and then I'll bring in Havertz. Havertz is now on my radar. He's seriously on my radar there. Good. Do you think that there'll be some rotations in Gameweek 19, and what do you think managers should do to prepare for that? Tina, did you hear my question?
Yes. Game week 19, there will be
Sorry. I think senior guys okay, senior, please speak. I'm here.
I think can you hear me now?
I can hear you. I can hear you very well.
So I think game week 19 managers will be making a couple of changes because the games are very close. Because of the injury concern, I think a few managers will try and switch things around. But with Liverpool, you would definitely have the Darwins and the Salins playing. So for them, I think because their attack is limited now. They brought in Gakpo, but I don't know how long he has been in the team to be able to
No,
fit in. So
yeah,
for
yeah.
them,
He
the
won't play on
players that
Monday. Klopp says that he won't play against Brentford.
exactly. So the players that the managers are having the Darwin and Salah, I think they'll be okay. They'll be fine. They'll play. With Newcastle, Trippier will play, no doubt. Arsenal, they don't have that much depth in their team now, so their players are going to be playing. The only team that would I know would make a lot of changes is City, is Guardiola, and as we know now, you cannot even predict him. For all you know, they are playing Chelsea, and I doubt he's going to bench Haaland against Chelsea. I doubt he's going to bench Haaland. So, but with the Fordens and the Mares, those ones, he can easily bench any of them. So that's my answer to that
Yes,
question.
that's true. That's true. So that's it. So managers should just watch out, and then don't do any quick transfer. Wait for the final game to happen because of the short turnaround of games, injuries can happen. So don't rush. Let the final game end for you to transfer because anybody can get injured. When somebody gets injured in your team, you just spot all the plans. So managers who like doing quick transfer, just relax. Let the Sunday game end for game week 18, and then you can look at game week 19. Talking about what to look at last week. And then you can also tell if a player will be benched if the full game for this week. And you can be assured Haaland will play the next game if Haaland is subbed at 70th minute because they are reserving energy for him to play again. So managers should watch out those things for the games to know which players might be benched in the game week 19 because the games are quite very close as well. So that is for game week 19. You can come back and look at it after this week to know what to really do on game week 19. On the YouTube channel, we also have some discussions to help managers as well on that as well. Okay, great. So the FPL Ambassadors League is still here. Managers are trying to do all. Mo 11 is trying to win the 1000 Ghana City this year. Holy FC from Home John is also there. JJRJT is also there. Rowland is in fourth place. Rowland said this year he's defending it, so managers should watch out. Rowland will defend the title this year for us. Marvin too is our other host. Marvin is also around. So this year, actually, we are defending our own title. Who let someone come and take the money and go? Okay, so that said, we have to get final comments about game week 18. Even though we're talking about game week 19, game week 18. Now, there's a question from Bamin. Sorry if I can't pronounce it. Bahim. Sorry, I guess the question is: should he play Rashford versus Wolves or maximum against Leeds? Say maximum against Leeds. I think for me, I think even though Rashford is going away, Rashford is in very high confidence, coming from the World Cup up till now. Say Maxima most likely is get involved in assists. rather than goals. So for me, I would go with Rashford, even though it's an away game, as compared to St. Maximum and St. Maximum against Leeds. St. Maximum might have some benching because might trying to manage his minutes as well. I don't know what you think about that from there. Rashford and St. Maximum. Who do you choose this week?
So I'll go with Rashford. Maximum, is not a starter now. He's not a guaranteed starter, so you cannot
Sure.
pick him ahead of Rashford. If you were asking of Amiron and Rashford, then it's a question. But Maximum is now a bit fast player, so you cannot compare him to. It shouldn't be that difficult. It's a straight pick for Rashford.
Yes. As Sinagagas, if you want a Newcastle asset, then you can look at Miguel Almiron. So if you have Miguel Almiron, so Sinagaga, if somebody has one player to bench between Miguel Almiron and then how do you call it? Rashford, who would you bench this week? If you have to bench
Amaron
one.
is at home to Amaron is playing at home to Leeds, or
Yes.
is it
Yes. Yeah.
Amaron is at home to Leeds, and Rashford is
Yes.
going away to Wolves or something.
Yeah.
Yes, so I would. It's a tricky one, but I would bench Rashford against Wolves away.
So Miguel Almiron is playing on Lionel Messi levels. We don't know what has entered this guy, Charlie. This guy, we watched him in
Exactly.
several years in FPL, but Charlie, now the level he is playing, may he continue playing like that because at that point of 5.8 million, it allows us to also own very, very good players in our team. So please, that his magic should not end for us as well. So that is it there for managers. So we thank you for having us here. Join the channel, help us, and we have a sponsorship package as well. Those who want to sponsor up, and then we'll give publicity to your program, your whatever, your merchandise, whatever you want to us to sponsor as well. It's also there for us, and the code is also here for us as well. So managers, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. Like the channel, and we are glad to have our special guest today for us. I wrote Guy Ameya, but his full name is Godson Ameya. He likes to be called Senior Guy. So Charlie, Senior, thanks for having you.
Bro,
Any last words for managers, and what do you think? Who do you think will be the special guy for this week?
this week, if Callum Wilson is fit, I think he will give the returns. He will give huge returns as well.
Spot on. He
That's
has
my pick.
spoken.
My pick for the week.
That's the pick for the week as well. But as for captaincy is clear. Haaland. Don't overthink it. If you don't go captain Haaland, just go vice Salah as well. Okay. So senior, we'll meet again. And then those who are talking about him being in the dark today, he's in the light, and you have seen him very, very well. And may his light bring light to our teams and more green arrows to our teams as well. Senior, bye bye then. Thank you.